Today I am coming with a new topic, how our drinking water treatment plants work. I am Kuchubaby Manyuran and you are watching SKBM videos. Water is treated differently in different communities depending on the quality of the water which enters the plant. The purpose of a water treatment plant is to make the water potable, that is safe to drink, and palatable, that is pleasant to taste. Different stages involved in the operation of a drinking water treatment plant are: number 1, collection; number 2, screening and straining; number 3, chemical addition; number 4, coagulation and flocculation; number 5, sedimentation and clarification; number 6, filtration; number 7, disinfection; number 8, storage; and number 9, distribution. We will discuss these stages in detail one by one. First we will come to collection. The source water for a municipal surface water treatment plant will be typically a local river, lake or reservoir. Large pumps are used to transfer water from the river or lake to the treatment facility. These water usually contain varying amounts of suspended and dissolved materials which contribute to turbidity, color, taste, odor, microorganisms, trash, etc. So, the first process in conventional water treatment is to screen or strain out the larger items. This is often accomplished using a large metal screen, often called a bar screen, which is placed in front of the water source intake. Large items are trapped on the screen as the water passes through it. These screens are routinely raked or cleaned. Second one is chemical addition. Chemicals like alum, ferrous sulfate, ferric chloride, sodium aluminate, special polymers, etc., called coagulants, are then added in a rapid mix unit to make the suspended particles that are floating in the water clump together to form a heavier and larger gelatinous particle called floc. Next stage is coagulation and flocculation. Water is then mixed slowly to allow the water to come in contact with the forming floc and allow it to increase in size and gain weight. Chemicals with a positive charge are added usually to the water. The positive charge of these chemicals neutralizes the negative charge of dirt and other dissolved particles in the water. When this occurs, the particles bind with the chemicals and form larger particles called floc. Next stage is sedimentation and clarification. Once the flocculation process is complete, the water then passes over the weir in the flocculator and travels to the center of the clarifier or sedimentation basin. Here the water makes its way from the center of the clarifier to the sawtooth weir at the perimeter of the unit. As the water makes its way towards the weir, the large floc particles are allowed to settle out to the bottom of the clarifier due to its own weight. Thus, sedimentation is a physical process which makes use of gravity to remove suspended solids from water. A rake continuously travels across the bottom of the clarifier and scrapes the settled floc to the center of the unit. Pumps are used to pull the settled sludge out of the clarifier and send it to a sedimentation or disposal pond. Clarified water is that water which has undergone clarification to remove suspended solids and solid particles. Next stage is filtration. Clarified water enters the filters from the top. Gravity pulls the water down through the filters, where it is collected in a drain system at the bottom of the unit. Most common media used in filters are sand and gravel to get excellent mechanical filtration of particulate matter, and granular activated carbon to remove organic compounds which can cause taste and odor problems. Next stage is disinfection. Even after the filtration process, there may be still bacteria and viruses remaining in water. Disinfection is a physical or chemical process in which pathogenic microorganisms are deactivated or killed. Examples of chemical disinfectants are chlorine, chlorine dioxide, chloramine, hypochlorite or bleach, and ozone. Examples of physical disinfectants include ultraviolet light, electronic radiation, and heat. Chlorine levels up to 4 milligrams per liter or 4 ppm are considered safe in drinking water. Next is storage. Storage usually takes place in underground storage tanks called clear well or in elevated storage tanks. And the last stage is distribution. The stored water is then pushed through underground pipelines called the distribution system, comprising large pipelines, smaller pipelines, valves, water meters, overhead storage tanks, etc. Do you find this video informative? If your answer is yes, please like, share and subscribe. Your support is really meaningful to me. Thanks a lot and see you next time with a new topic. A big thank you.